I do a bit of Rogue Trader. Dark Tide. Rogue Trader. There it goes. Already chose what I'm gonna have.
Challenges make the spoils that much sweeter.
Homeworld, going Fortress. I'm gonna go heavy willpower. Origin, Priest, Triumph. Ingredients for Warp. Sour, Shadow for minus medicine. Priest, not Doctor. An Officer. And then probably into Overseer. Bit of Ballistic, Toughness, Perception and Willpower. Woodship. Firestorm. What to call it? Mushroom. Why? Those who know, know. Those who don't know. But you don't. Kinokon. Right. See how things go.
An excellent place for contemplation. One has the best view of the cathedral from here. Mesmerizing, wouldn't you say? An impeccable manifestation of the God Emperor's sublimity.
Truly an awe-inspiring sight.
That is the purpose of all temples to the God Emperor. To inspire awe and reverence. For it is the duty of his servants to persevere in their tireless service until they are presented with the chance to give their very life for the master of humanity. Allow me to introduce myself. Conrad Voigtveer, Master of Whispers, in the employ of her ladyship rogue trader Theodora von Valancius. At your service. I haven't had the pleasure of speaking with you in person before.
Emerald bows his head and focuses his attention on you. The vulnerable Archduke Kinokon.
My regards, Your Reverence. As far as I'm aware, you were in charge of resource distribution for the Adeptus Ministorum. A rather fortunate coincidence, considering where fate has brought you in the end.
He smiles faintly, but you're not sure if it's directed at you.
I will be frank with you. You may forget your past titles, no matter who gave them to you, or what their origins are. From the moment you and the other candidate were brought aboard this void ship, your fate changed. You now serve Lord Captain Theodora von Valancius, and carry the burden of an heir of this house. Henceforth, you share your dynastic name with her ladyship. Bear it with honor.
I am one of the rogue trader's heirs. There is another candidate.
There is, and you will meet him soon enough.
Are you the owner of his ship?
I would rather not discuss the Lord Captain behind her back. Especially not on board her ship. No one knows better than I that whispers are wont to attract particularly close attention. Suffice it to say that her ladyship is the bearer of the sacred warrant of trade and a woman of immense power and entitlement. However privileged your position may be, I ask that you do not incur her anger by being disrespectful or obtuse. Lady Theodora despises both qualities.
I assume you had some sort of goal in mind when you brought me out. Let's address it.
But of course, I have come to invite you to a meeting with Lady Theodora. I imagine you have many questions for your patroness, and I'm sure she has just as many questions for you. It is regrettable that you haven't yet had an opportunity to speak. It has been an arduous voyage thus far. The Lord Captain and Master Ethelthrad von Valancius are conversing on the observation platform. Let us join them there.
Let us not dawdle.
Table. Cool stuff from the look of it. Nothing really.
Is there money to be made?
Lex Imperialis. Ecco laws.
One of the von Valancius trophy rooms. Perhaps you would like to take a look around after your audience with the Lord Captain.
What's happening? Run! The servitors have gone berserk!
Your demise is already calculated.
Not bad.
I'll see to it personally. On it. I'll make it happen.
You do damage.
Who, if not me? I'll see to it personally.
Oh no, I missed. Oh!
Die!
What suspiciously poor timing for such an accident. Servitors malfunction on the officer's deck at exactly the same moment when the rogue trader and her heirs are gathered here. I have blocked all passages between the upper and lower sectors of the residential decks. If this is a deliberate attack, it should stop the culprits from advancing their plan.
Oh, you douchebag.
I'm afraid I must remain here. For Lady Theodora's safety, I have to oversee the execution of these orders personally. I hope you will have no difficulty reaching the observation platform on your own. It is just at the end of this corridor.
Gives you a curt bow. Interesting. Angela, battle tank. Yeah.
I always keep my options open.
Yeah.
That is simply irrational, Lady Theodora. Assimilation into the trade structure would be political and economic suicide. Practically an admission of heresy.
There's a man dressed in garb, his voice tight with tension. His face, half of which is covered with thin skin, twisted it in a grimace of displeasure.
Then suggest an alternative that will satisfy me. I have described the situation. No worse than my seneschal could have done. Make a decision. What will you do with Ion 6, Edelthrad?
Your first impression of Ephorad, who appears to be about 30 years old, is of parchment-like skin stretched over tight, bundled mass of sinew, implants and bone. Nervously twitching fingers, the face twisted by the slight kick. The jerk movements are all signs of some illness or defect taken over a physical. In stark contrast, Ethelvad, Theodore von Valancius features appeared as if they were carved from marble, eternal and indestructible. Head raised high, proud posture, hands clasped casually behind her back. Everything seems to empathize the difference in status between her and Ethel. I hate big words, especially ones I don't know. Next to the two of them, you see two more men. One is grey-haired officer of impeccable bearing who studying the contents of his data slate. The other is a behemoth bristling with holsters and baldricks contain all manner of weapons. Baldric. Don't know that one.
Our second candidate has joined us. Approach and give me your answer. Consider this hypothetical situation. Ion 6. A new world on the fringes of the Coronis expanse. High seismic activity, regular magma eruptions, metamorphic rock deposits, prospects for large-scale mining. The world is populated by natives who worship some heretical underworld spirits that protect those who offer them sacrifices. Flights of fancy, you might say, but attempts to install ore extractors have failed for the second time. The mining crew sent to the planet's surface simply vanished overnight. My question to you is, what would you do with this poisoned treasure?
Indeed, what would I do? Natives of Avalon 6 are lost souls in need of a shepherd's crook or whip. I am a priest of it. Cleast. I know how to instill reverence for the Emperor. There are many ways.
How exactly do you intend to convert people who smear their own excrement over their nude bodies and throw spears at the first sight of outsiders? Your past is hindering your assessment of the present. Most regrettable.
It is lamentable to see a member of the ecclesiarchy fail to perceive the line between lost souls and outright heretics, whose destiny is to burn in his purifying flames.
He gave a straight answer to a simple question, which, as I understand, still more than you could do, Ephorad.
Insolent, ignorant upstart! How dare you!
Edelthrad, I believe I gave you an assignment on this ship. Explain to me then why my senior congregator is still dawdling about the officer's deck, instead of proceeding to the middle decks to commence the inspection of the compartments in his purview.
I beg your forgiveness, Lady Theodora. Your presence has such a profound effect on me that I well forgot the time.
So, why are you here?
Not you who sent for me.
You have ceded the opening that was offered to you in a woeful display of meekness. Admittedly, this tendency is equally strong in all who toil in the Emperor's service. Immutable hierarchy, absolute obedience, lickspittlery, compulsion to please. I value none of these things. From the moment my envoys came for you, the terms of your existence changed. My name is Theodora von Valancius Massimo of Scaris. I am a rogue trader in the service of the God Emperor of humanity. And my rights and freedoms are vindicated by a most sacred relic. The warrant of trade, kept aboard this very vessel. Mine is the honor to venture into the darkness, beyond the Imperium, and carry humanity's light where powers wicked and heretical reign, and bow death and ruin to us all. It is my decision alone to determine the fate of whatever I find past the bounds of the explored void. Every world I discover, along with all there is to find thereon, resources, people, riches, and mysteries, is mine by right. I command millions of lives, rule over numerous planets, and possess fortunes that no planetary governor or commander could dream of amassing. And you are one of those with von Valancius blood in their veins and a rightful claim to this inheritance when the hour comes.
One off, does that mean there are others?
Naturally. Some have yet to arrive on board, but you have had the pleasure of meeting one of them. Edelthrad may be somewhat disconcerted by the scale of the responsibilities that may potentially fall upon his shoulders. However, I have a good feeling about him as a candidate. Blood right alone is not enough to earn the high honor of becoming the bearer of a warrant of trade. Nonetheless, your abilities and talents may yet prove useful. If not for the role of Lord Captain, then for that of their closest ally. Alas, even those responsibilities can at times be too challenging for those who share your blood. Kunrad Voitvir served me for many years before he made his mistake.
So satisfies with Ephorad, then why? What sense is there having this conversation? Are you wasting your time on me?
Impatience. I am rather fond of impatient people. They are not as quick to resign themselves to circumstance and more eager to show initiative. Even if I do choose Edelthrad as my successor, I will still require loyal advisors. The skills and knowledge you acquired in your former life may prove invaluable here, in the Coronis Expanse. A priest of the Adeptus Ministorum. I never would have thought that someone of my house would become one. Spare me the recital of your dogmas on humility and service. I am well aware that the ecclesiarchy is no less versed in matters of logistics than the hair-splitters from the administratum. When your commercial interests are hidden behind a facade of concern for humanity's souls, any action you take will raise far fewer questions than it would otherwise. Moreover, Your remarkable mental abilities were noted in your profile. If you can find a way to exhibit them in the service of the von Valancius dynasty, well, so much the better.
Did I hear correctly? The Master Whispers related.
His kinship to me is most distant, as is yours. Nonetheless, he does bear the name von Valancius, even if he avoids using it publicly, and as such, strictly speaking, can be considered my heir. That door, however, is closed to him. Voigtvir's performance in his current role is satisfactory. Or it used to be, at least.
Thank you for clarifying. Questions?
I have some time before the Navigator gives the signal to initiate the Void ship's translation out of the warp, and my presence is required on the bridge.
An incident took place on the officer's deck. Some servitors went berserk and attacked the crew.
Is that so? Perhaps the technomats were careless during maintenance. Or it could be the warp playing tricks on us in spite of the Gellerfield. Or perhaps there is something to all the stories about the ship being possessed after all.
Lady Theodora, for the God Emperor's sake, surely you do not intend to start repeating idle rumors spread about by uneducated riffraff.
Now, enough, Abelard. Such hearsay amuses me. Idira eagerly retells me everything she learns from the whispers of her unseen advisors. This ship is ancient. It has enough hidden nooks, malfunctioning cogitators, and unused compartments to make ignorant folks speak of specters dwelling inside the bulkheads and plotting against those who yet live.
Current responsibility.
Observe, learn, absorb. It will take time for you to find your bearings aboard this vessel and in your new position. Eventually, I will find a post that suits you as I did for Ethelthrad. Until that time comes, consider yourself my aide.
How do I prove myself to be worthy of?
You can start by not asking questions of this sort. I have no need for sycophants. I will draw my conclusions when an opportunity to prove yourself arises. As for when you will be granted that opportunity, only the God Emperor knows.
Okay, no questions.
In that case, I shall head to... Disturbances reported on the adjacent decks. Finish up.
You will beg for mercy, but I will grant none!
The Masters demand your death!
I've seen worse battles than this in my time.
My faith strengthens me. For the glory of the Imperium! Death to non-believers! Death to the weak!
I am your doom!
I've faced worse than this.
No one I can.
On it. You never stood a chance. It's as good as done.
shoot Abelard.
That's gotta hurt.
One fewer target. Reduced to dust.
Death to the heretics!
Just a minor setback.
I'll make it happen. Your end was inevitable.
I can't use the special ability because I don't have one yet. Just annoying.
One fewer target.
Stay vigilant.
Pain and duty go hand in hand.
Chaos guides me.
I'll see to it personally. You never stood a chance.
Such is the will of chaos. Don't touch me.
Mort, take a team with you and clear a path to the transport line. Do not let a single whoreson survive. Didn't bat an eye when that scum burst onto the deck, huh? Not bad. I have seen many an officer who panicked at the sight of combat on the upper decks. The false sense of security offered by their position makes them that much more vulnerable to the harsh realities of warp travel.
What are your orders?
Mort has gone on ahead to clear a path for us. If you want to make yourself useful, go after him and see if the Arch-Militant requires aid. And be quick about it.
Anything?
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
Back.
Thank Providence you are alive and well.
Always on time, eh, Coonrad? The moment we finish chasing the riffraff around the deck, you show up. Always just after the fighting's done. You could set your chrono by it.
Mort, pull yourself together.
What, did the Lord Captain send you to chivvy us along? We're all done here. I'll report right away.
Master of Whispers, what is happening on my ship? The Voxnet is silent. The Voxmaster is not responding. Armed assailants have stormed the officer's deck, and my arch-militant just destroyed several more heretics on the way here. Is this a severe case of warp madness? Have some of my crew lost their minds and forgotten who they are and whom they serve? Report!
I have not yet received word from the Engineerium regarding any Gellerfield failures, but communications were already unstable half an hour ago, and now they have ceased altogether. Whatever the cause may be, the consequences are spreading fast. I am receiving scattered reports from the middle decks, and the only voxcasts from the lower bays are one-way heretical gibberish. That the madmen have already reached the officer's deck, suggests that this outrage was planned in advance. Perhaps this is an organized mutiny.
A mutiny against the Emperor's Anointed. Execute the traitors, every last one of them.
First, we have to confirm that the bridge and the Navigator's Sanctum are secure. And I have the means to do both things at once. Edelthrad, where is he? I must know if he is unharmed. A psyker aboard a ship that is potentially being assailed by the warp could pose a greater threat to himself and others than a whole army of madmen with improvised weapons.
I tried to locate him, but the last thing known about his movements is that he arrived on Transitional Deck 18.
Blast it! Master of Whispers, find Edelthrad immediately. Seneschal, locate Tlas and the Sister of Battle. Both are to remain at my side. Arch-Militant, with me. I must go to my study. And it appears we might encounter heretics along the way.
If I may, Lord Captain. Transitional Deck 18 is at the heart of the disturbance, and if our goal is to bring Edelthrad back, I could use some support. After all, I'm not as adept at directly confronting enemies of the House as the esteemed Arch-Militant, and taking into consideration Edelthrad's psychic powers.
Then it's settled. Find Edelthrad and bring him here. In whatever state you find him. This elevator leads to restricted compartments such as my personal chambers and the bridge. Do not let me down. I require you both. Do you understand?
I hear and obey, Lord Captain.
Then move out! Mort, come.
What seems more like a pet?
Are you ready to head to 18? It is a long walk, and you do not even have proper gear.
I have a proposition. Since I am the more important person here, you can go in the front to shield me from potential threats.
Oh, certainly. Lady Theodora would be devastated if she were to lose one of her precious heirs. But that is no longer relevant.
Something sharp. Something hits you hard with a sharp crackle, and you are consumed by unbearable, gut-wrenching pain. Traitorous bastard. Thanks.
Careful, careful. Be gentle with our guest. She has an important mission to complete during our visit to the Warrant Chamber, and for that, I need her breathing. Oh, you are back with us, I see. Delightful.
Two-faced scum. You're the one behind this mayhem.
How perceptive of you. I'll help you with the next insight. I need you here for your blood. You have the option to share it voluntarily, or I will squeeze it out of you myself. We are in the anteroom of the Warrant Chamber, this void ship's most hallowed vault. There, beyond those gates, lies the relic that gives Theodora all of her power. The sacred Warrant of Trade. Only one obstacle remains on my path to obtaining it. The gates to the chamber are guarded by the Sentinel, an ancient device that will only open the door to a true heir of the dynasty. I expected to do this part myself, but never mind. You will offer your blood to the Sentinel.
What is it? Inbred? Is your blood too thin for the Sentinel?
On the contrary, the Warp's blessing has raised me too much above your kind, Fon Valancius. The Sentinel refused to submit to me. But you can help. After all, isn't that what family is for?
What so pathetic excuse do you even have for your apostate? Sorted, wretched piece of grot shit.
Wretched? What do you know about wretchedness, Theodorus Kerr? Are you hoping to buy a grain of her indulgence with your blind loyalty? Oh, I know this delusion. But thank the gods it no longer has power over me. Humanity can rot. I no longer serve mortal kind. Once my work is done, I'll make that pompous wench Fon Valancius watch as I sacrifice her entire dynasty and commit their fate to the gods. And you will be the instrument by which I will accomplish this righteous act.
Blade flashes in dim light. A drop of blood appears. Palm. For a brief moment, you feel nausea that is spinning. Then, bright whispers begin to flood your mind. More and more sourceless voices echo, each other, drowning out your own thoughts, replacing them with a single urge: go to the gate. Go to the gate. Get out and look at the puppet. The voices in your head giggle and mock you desperate outcry. You feel this protruding influence forcing you onto your feet and making you take a step towards the gate looming in the center of the chamber. In the gateway arch, you see a cogitator with a human likeness built to a front panel. As you approach, the torso twitches slightly. This is a servitor, an obedient automation created from a lobotomized human being. The Sentinel turns its head to you, one of its eye sockets lighting up with two ember-like eyes. Terminal device. You carefully inspect the line of gate cogitator. What immediately catches your eye is a strange alloy that was material of the machine's components, none of which are unfamiliar to you. You suspect this might be some kind of archaeotech relic. The servitor at the gate begins to move, screeching and groaning, and metal leans forward close to you. Its lower jaw opens, a drawn-out shriek. Much wider than the jaw of a living human could, the servitor's mouth is filled with sharp, metallic fangs, glint, dim light. Mid-screen to the right of you lights up, showing strings of mysterious symbols on a green background. A whisper runs through your consciousness, insisting, demanding sacrifice. The voices that filled your head after Vogger wounded you, his blade did not go away. On the contrary, the source coiled itself into a tight knot somewhere in the depths of your mind. The Examiner Sentinel, Servitor looks noticeably different from the ones you are used to. Skin covering its stitched together with copper thread, has a metal hinge in place of standard joints. It seems that the creator of the Sentinel did everything to assume that the service life of this unit would be much longer than an ordinary automate. Look for anything that could be used as a weapon. You look around in hopes of finding at least something that could work as a weapon. Search in vain. The chamber's anteroom is completely empty, in perfect working condition. Nay, a broken panel or a protruding piece of rebar in sight. Place your hand in the Sentinel's maw. The Sentinel's jaw slams around your hand, piercing your skin, sinking into your flesh. A few dark drops fall from the servitor's throat. Immediately you hear humming as servo motors start up, pumping stir the motion. Mid-screen of cogitator flickers. Several long minutes pass, the Sentinel's jaw remains closed and you are beginning to feel sick. Perhaps if you were lean against the gate, you could catch your breath, maybe even close your eyes and pretend none of this ever.
High levels of caustic humus. The subject is in a state of heightened stress. Do you require assistance?
You do not understand where this quiet voice comes from. Crackling like static. Is it the Sentinel cogitator? Is it a fragment of your wary mind? Whatever it is, you clearly hear every word. Yes, I do require assistance. Pain shoots through your head and subsides just as quickly. It would seem the entity coiled in your consciousness does not have the ability to do you any real harm.
Request accepted. Initiating defense protocol.
Well, there is still another way.
Maybe knowing I will. I don't know. Walk breath. I'm forever. Hold on.
Escort the child of the house to safety.
Need to contract someone. Referee Theodora.
Voxcast frequencies disrupted. Initiating setup. Establishing connection.
Voxmaster, restore communication with the navigator's sanctum. I am trying to contact the bridge. If anyone can hear me on this frequency, regroup all available forces and head to the upper decks at once. I repeat, regroup all available forces and head...
Communication protocols breached. Signal latency assessment unavailable. Unable to establish two-way connection.
Need a weapon.
Distance from the current location to the nearest arsenal. Initiating situational calculations.
What is this madness? Who are you? Who addresses me?
Temporary obnubilation following acute stress. Mobile unit of the Warrant Sentinel standing by.
You Warrant Sentinel?
Mobile unit of the Warrant Sentinel, designed as a personal escort of the child of the house and a means of communicating with the rogue trader's subjects. Mobile unit standing by.
Lead the way.
Middle and upper decks. Assuming the probability of safe placement in areas of concentration of armed units. Calculating. To prevent unauthorized units from breaching the warrant chamber, preemptive sealing must be initiated. The mobile unit will start executing the received order immediately after the safety of the warrant is secured.
They don't look friendly.
Run, fools, or fall!
He looks even less friendly.
Mistress? Whatever are you doing in the warrant chamber? How did you... Throne preserve me! What is the meaning of this?
Conrad is a traitor. When we parted ways on the officer's deck, he stunned me somehow and brought me here.
What?
He intends to take revenge on Theodorus, trying to reach a warrant with somehow part of his plan.
Oh, holy God, Emperor. I presume he is the one responsible for the mutiny. And, Mistress, I wish to remind you that you are to refer to the Lord Captain as Lady Theodora.
Bonrag openly admitted he was the mastermind behind the meeting.
Saint's blood! And it is small wonder that the heretics are so well organized. I thought his order to seal the passages between decks was his attempt to stop the attackers from spreading to other levels. But now I see the real reason. It was to stop the enforcers from intervening. At least you are alive, and now safe, Mistress. Alas, I doubt we can afford to look for a compartment to sit out this disaster. You're in a bad way. I can treat your wounds. I have a Medicaid kit with me. And, for the love of the throne, now is not a good time to be walking around the decks without means of self-defense. Here.
I refuse.
Let's give him a neck.
Keep your wits about you.
You are injured. I must dress your wounds before we go any further.
Look no further. This wound will make a fine scar.
I'll make sure to return.
That is a noticeable improvement. Now you're prepared for the trials ahead. The lower decks are teeming with heretics instigating the rabble to revolt. But that is the least of our problems. The ship's enforcers are rounding up the scoundrels and suppressing the resistance. The situation on the middle decks is much worse, although strike teams have already been dispatched there. All communication with the bridge and the engineering bay was lost. So, apart from scattered voxcasts, we have no information to go on. But that is not the worst of it all. All these jolts and shaking are most alarming. These are signs that the navigator and the master helmsman are having difficulty translating the ship out of the warp and into real space. I fear that they may have already lost control. We must reach the navigator's sanctum and get a handle on the situation. If we can manage that, Some aboard this vessel may yet survive.
I heard one of Theodora's Foxcast.
Lady Theodora's. Which one? The last one I received was about the Navigator's Sanctum, and that was a good while ago. In any case, let us hope that the Lord Captain is well, and safely in charge of the ship's defense. In the meantime, we must do all we can to prevent the ship from veering off course.
Navigator Sanctum, very well. You lead the way. How did you find me?
You sent me a Vox message. Specifically, a Vox cast on the officer's frequency, which I had the good fortune to receive. You mean to say you did no such thing?
I think the Warrant Sentinel may have sent the message. It appeared when I opened the chamber.
Warrant Sentinel? The Lord Captain barely ever ventures down to the chamber, and I was at her side only once or twice when she did. And I did not see anything of the sort. The Warrant Chamber is an ancient and rather sacred mechanism that the ship's tech priests treat with the utmost reverence. I assume that whatever it is that you did, you must have activated certain processes and caused the Sentinel to awaken. But then, why did none of it happen when Lady Theodora did the same?
The Navigator Sanctum, very well. You will lead the way.
Absolutely. Let us proceed.
To arms, loyal sons and daughters of the God Emperor! Fight the heresy and corruption that threatens to consume our home, and with all your might, destroy those who have dared!
The Lord Captain is calling her crew to battle, which means the Vox networks are set up for broadcast transmission, not message exchange. Splendid. While the rogue trader inspires proper resolve to fight in her subjects, you and I shall prove that her trust in us is well deserved. Onward!
You will I'll say my next offering.
The Emperor is with us.
Let the blood flow!
A tactically sound approach. Reduced to dust. It will be done. Indeed. Oh, my ears are ringing.
Don't let your guard down. On it. Another enemy down.
Out of my way!
Brace yourself, Abelard. Tried and tested tactics are the best ones. It will be done. One fewer target.
Again, the level. The... Oh, I get to use skill. Carouse. And he will take... What have I got? I've got stub revolver and a sword. To navigate to Sanctum.
I hear it. Here, on the threshold of the blinded guide, doom comes from the heavens.
Master, watch your head.
Idira! Would it be too much to ask that you phrase your soothsayings plainly for once? That was too close!
Sorry, old man. Their voices are so loud I can't even hear myself. They shriek, they sing, they... Oh, Abala, how they sing.
This is Idira Tlas, personal psyker and diviner of Her Ladyship Theodora von Valancius. Idira?
I'm not drunk, old man. I'm suffering the effects of the warp that is seeping through these walls. I see the ship's fate. To die in the waves of the Immaterium, fall under the burning rays of the final dawn. And in the roaring blaze, I see a figure standing. Who is it? I have no answer.
The entity in your consciousness shrieks and crawls in deeper, claws scraping against the walls of your mind as presence is trying to hide from the seer standing. What are you doing here?
The whispers called me. The ones I could make out among all the screams and screeches. Those who are rocking this boat hit us where it hurt. They went after the navigator, our guide through the warp. Other whispers called me to the enginarium, but it was too late. I heard the cry of our master Cog, and the silence that followed.
What? You don't mean the Enginseer Prime is...
Said, without a doubt. And the voices wail, heralding countless nightmares, cackling at each soul among the hundreds that are now joining the warp. The shriek from the Navigator's sanctum was louder than the rest. And it's better that we saved the Navigator than some lever puller from a cooling module or a cook from the middle decks.
Officer's frequency. To all who can hear me, those with a weapon in their hands are to gather on the officer's deck at once. I repeat, gather on the officer's deck at once and prepare to launch a counterattack.
That's Edelthrat. Oh, Emperor's providence. The other heir lives as well. Quickly, we must head to...
Not so fast, old man. If we drown in the warp, Lady Theodora's heirs won't be any good to us. If Edelthrad's like me and hasn't yet surrendered his mind or body to the mercy of the warp, then he can still hold on a little longer without us.
Blast it. You're right. First, we need to deal with what is happening here.
See if the navigator is well.
Oh no. No. Nothing is well about him. Can't you feel the chill crawling on your skin? The eyes watching you? The warp ice has already encased the bulkheads. What follows is calamity. But we're not just going to stand here and take it, are we? The state of things in here suggests there's a navigator around. Maybe one who's crippled or at death's door, but still kicking. And since our skin hasn't peeled off our faces just yet, his third eye must be closed. At worst, it's a little roughed up. So what are we moping around for? Let's go protect that noble mutant while we're still alive.
Oh dear, stream's a bit unstable. Three of us.
I always have a backup plan.
Anything else? Up.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Here we go again.
Come to chaos!
Want to be there.
I'll see to it, personally. Who if not me? I'll make it happen.
I will do my duty. I took care of this one. It will be done. Reduced to dust. At your beck and call.
Let's make it quick!
Was that you? What an unfortunate turn of fate. On it.
Let's make some opportunities. I'll see to it. Your end was inevitable.
The creature in a chair appears as if it's been one with its throne. The pink parchment, skin stretched between the seat and limbs that have too many joints for a normal human being. The navigator is breathing heavily, air whistling as it exits through the two dark, gill-like slits in the cheek. The creature's eyes are shut. Two ordinary eyes as well as a third one. It's in the center of its forehead.
I believe Master Vespider still lives. Well, the servants are dead. But the chamber, thank the Emperor, is still sealed from the warp. Well, we have a chance of leaving this place alive.
What's wrong with him, India?
Wounded. Exhausted. Fighting back the endless horrors of the warp that are forcing their way into his head. Pick one.
Your time is short.
Navigator stirs, barely able to lift his head, and half open, dark drop rolls, rose, third of down place black tray. Voices coming from the box grill at the base of the bar chair. It is unclear how the navigator is able to produce human speech. Time is short one. Short to do what?
Fall to your knees, mortals, and behold the final dawn.
Ah! It came from beyond! His body is not his!
Your scream is echoed by a silent cry in your head. Unseen creature triumphs, in spite of the navigator succumbing to the Proximus corruption.
Its march thunders under the burden of hopes. Unseal your hearts, and I will flood your souls with myriads of words and meanings, each one a portent of salvation within me.
Navigator continues to convulse violently. His seat shrieks and crackling, but then his fit stops abruptly. His face is drenched in black and crimson. The dark ooze from under his third eyelid has turned from a trickle into a stream mixed with the blood coming out of his nose. There is a purplish swelling around him.
Run! Flee from this place while I still have the strength. I can contain the intrusion, but not for long. We must begin the translation. Leave the warp. But it can't be done without the Master Helmsman's help.
Who torments you?
The Urge. Kneel before the ascent of a new champion. When the rite is complete, the shell will burst, and thousands of Moors will accept the sacrifice offered to the edge of daybreak by the bringer of twilight, the one marked by the will of the gods.
Each word rings through your head like a tolling of a bell, as if countless voices are joined in, screaming into your ears. For a moment you lose your bearing. This unholy chorus must be trying to confuse you with the sounds not meant for this one. Ablard, navigator is still alive, but barely so. What do we do now?
The ship can only begin the translation with the assistance of the Master Helmsman, if he is still alive. It is worth a try. We must get to the bridge, but we will need support. Our only option is to fight our way to the officer's deck and join forces with Edelthrad and his people. I believe we will also find Lady Theodora there. She must have heard the call to arms that the servo skull relayed to us earlier.
Vespidas, good luck. And thank you.
Navigator does not give a response. Black tears mixed with blood are streaming from the closed eyelids. The box at the base of the chair is bellowing out static, interspread with distant echoes of otherworldly laughter.
Is there money to be made?
Walk back the way I can. Back to the original. Officer's deck.
Your ship's as good as ours! It's all over for you!
I shall pity not your enemies. I shall heed not their pleas.
Somebody shoot this!
Shall betray not your tenets, nor stray one step from them. Take not your gaze from me. Leave me not without your grace.
I told you he would protect us.
My God, my light, my Emperor.
The white-haired warrior turns to face you, her dark eyes ablaze. The weapon quivers in her hands. For a brief moment, it seems she is not going to stop. They continue eliminating every target she sees, starting with you.
Sister Argenta! Sister Argenta, it is a relief to see you. We require all the forces we can muster.
Your face, it is unfamiliar. Who are you?
Kinokon von Valancius, Lord Captain.
The hour is dark and daunting. Ship abounds with corruption. The faces of friends are twisted by sneers of heresy. The eyes of comrades ignite with the archenemy's hunger. I will do what I must to halt the advance of the dark forces. But in these dire moments, little can be trusted. So I must know, why are you here?
Sister, I beg of you. Now is not the time for interrogations. The ship is under attack by heretics. We've been betrayed by our esteemed Master of Whispers. Edelthrad the Heir is waiting for our aid, and Lord Captain Theodora is expecting a report on our success. We are here to deal with the situation, so I suggest we all do just that.
I'm no traitor, sister. Sure.
If you speak truthfully, the Emperor will not forsake you. If you are lying, you will not escape his retribution. I cannot wait to rain righteous fire down upon each and every heretic!
What is a warrior of the Adeptus Sororitas doing aboard a rogue trader's ship for orders serve the ecclesiastic? Do they not?
Sister Argenta is a guest of the Lord Captain. And that story deserves its own time and conversation, under more appropriate circumstances.
Enough idle chatter. I am where I must be, and that will suffice.
We must get to the main deck. We must get to the main hall of the deck.
Through this door. I shall join you, for it is my duty to the God Emperor to destroy this heresy.
We will follow. For now, we will hold off any heretics who might try to crawl in through the cracks to join the main assault. And we'll take a look at the generators while we're at it. Those villains made a mess of the cables. Oh, I wish we had a Tectomat with us. But we'll see what we can do without one.
Good to hear it. Sister?
Ready. May Terra's light illuminate our path through fire and darkness.
Right. Change my pistol to that.
I always keep my options open.
Anything? Boot. box. Another. Oh, nothing. Let's show up this.
When the faithful are idle, heresy grows. Blessed be the road that we take.
Beware the ire of the witch.
Heretics are going first, so we need cover.
The Whispers told me a secret.
I bring ruin.
I serve the ruinous powers.
Right.
Anything else? Will do. Be gone.
With you.
Your blood will flow!
I've suffered worse.
I'll make it happen. I'll see to it, personally.
You never stood a chance.
I will bathe this battlefield in righteous fury! Eradicated! As the Emperor commands, I act. God Emperor, move through me! Be the fire in my heart!
Nice!
Chaos guides me. Death to non-believers!
My place is at the fore. One fewer target. It will be done.
Death to the weak!
Cover me! Anything else?
Chaos guides me! Out of my way!
Taking calculated risk is my second nature.
Follow my lead! I took care of this one. At your beck and call. One fewer target.
On it. What an unfortunate turn of fate.
Keep your wits about you.
Hiding stuff. Good.
That's how it's done.
Ready here. Use.
Success is the only outcome I accept. Just as I planned. I always have a backup plan. I always get the job done. Success is the only outcome I accept. Let us not dawdle.
Duty prevails.
Next level, we actually get stuff we can use. We get to choose.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Yeah.
This ocular implant was a worthwhile investment.
Oh yeah, so I got gear, didn't I'm a priest of a shotgun. The plus 3 tech use. Doing the most tech at the moment. Everyone's the same. Take it. Just firing, literally just shotgun. Shotgun to. A roar of flames ring in your eyes. The choking smoke makes you cough and gasp up the air. You instinctively recoil from the scorching heat, wiping your face. A moment later, a hazy silhouette forms in the raging wall of fire. You are surrounded by ear-splitting noise and screams, yet you distinctly hear the sounds of footsteps. Then you see the figure walk out fire towards you. It is Theodore von Valancius.
Are you lost, my heir?
Your expression is calm, terrifying so for someone who probably is both. One of her hands is resting on the hilt of her power sword, the other is raised in an inviting gesture.
An apparition. A sorceress. Apparition. Trickery of the warp.
Sister, you will lower your weapon. Threatening the Lord Captain is outrageous.
This is impossible.
I doubt you are aware of the limits of what is possible. For your worldview is but an iota of what a rogue trader knows and sees. But I can tell that you would like me to share that knowledge with you. That power over reality. I can lead you out of these flames, show you a path, rid you of pain, and give you a weapon so that you may defeat your enemies. Decide.
Life begins to salivate. The word Theodore speaks like music to your ears. The entity that now dwells in the deep recesses of your mind is pleading, begging, demanding that you give her an immediate answer. The answer can be nothing other than acceptance.
Do not listen to this abomination. If there is naught but his light in your heart, if you are resolute in your faith, then step into the flames. The Emperor protects. His faithful will not be deterred by either darkness or deceitful promises. Nor will the fire burn those who carry the torch of faith in their soul.
To the void with you. We need to follow Lady Theodora before we suffocate in this furnace.
The people! The survivors from the middle decks! We must help the crew! Lead them out! Find a way around!
Roaring flames, you hear distant sounds. Frightened voices screamed, muffled and distorted. If you were a body of water between you and them. There wasn't.
Then we'll miss our chance to meet up with Elo. What are we waiting for?
Emperor will guide the righteous on their path. You step forward. The illusion breaks. A wave of excruciating pain crashes over you. Theodora's voice fades into a firestorm. You hear the voices of her companions calling you from behind. Screams of the weak dying in the inescapable blaze. Burning inferno, roaring pyre. The all-consuming storm releases you as you step out, barely able to stay on your feet. Blood is pounding in your ears, drowning out the world around you. Your eyes caked in soot, burnt eyelashes, refuse to open. Free from the flames, you take 2 more steps before collapsing to your knees. The rush of blood in your temple and the horrid pain all over your scorched body clouds your mind before suddenly retreating, if driven away by some mighty will. New strength spreads throughout your veins. Despite the wounds, your body is once more ready for trials and struggles. Open your eyes and see a glow, warm light for you. The Aquila, the sacred symbol of your Imperium. Next moment you are struck with another realization, the repulsive presence that the one that has plagued your mind since Borag's wounded you is gone. The fire seems to have burnt the entity away without a trace.
Mistress, can you hear me? Oh, you're alive. Which is more than I was expecting after what you just did.
Praise the Emperor! We passed through the flames! How can this be anything but a portent? For so it is said, that the Emperor will bless the worthiest and most steadfast in their faith.
Behind Odenta you see Iria doubled over in a fit of nausea. The rest of the people who were following you have withered away in the fire that continues to rage. Near 2 steps away from you. The Emperor protects the child.
Indeed he does. Oh, if I hadn't seen it myself, I never would have believed.
What happened to Lady Theodora? Did she follow us?
There was no Theodora, witch. There was an illusion, a temptation, a foul taint that tried to lead us astray. But she perceived its true nature.
Is that right, Adepta Sanctimonious? What, we'll just pretend like we didn't see the Lord's Captain standing there in the fire? Abala, you tell her.
Whatever it was, it matters no longer. Your conduct is bordering on madness, or holiness. A path opened behind you, where one moment there was fire, the next only smoldering embers remained. But what am I saying? My eyes must have deceived me. Too much smoke for my lungs. Truly, would you have received wounds like these if there had been no fire?
The wounds are merely a sign of a trial laudably passed. It is something to be proud of, the same as decorations or badges of honor.
No element holds power over the righteous. Even if you were anticipating another wave of pain, it does not come. Muscles feel strong and your limbs obey you without fail. Yet, deep inside, somewhere next to your heart and stomach, you feel a certain tension akin to that of taut string. You are at your limit, be it adrenaline or the strength of your faith. It will not carry you much further.
Did my eyes deceive me? I could swear that I just witnessed you step out of a pillar of fire with the rest following in your wake.
I hurried here to join forces with you and the others, trying to push back the heretics.
Indeed it is. Your wounds.
Ephrads does not seem to have changed since you first met, but only at the first glance. His face is taken on a strange hue. The skin of his temple appears scaled. His voice now has an uncanny screeching quality. These are not traces of fatigue. The focus body has begun to mutate, a consequence of contact with the warp. My faith keeps me upright. A weapon in my hand, that is all that matters.
Pray, forgive my insistence. I shall not be the one to doubt the faith of she who has passed the trial by fire. I have gathered everyone who answered the Vox call and was able to hold a weapon. Yet I do not see the Lord Captain or her arch-militant in our midst. We are still receiving messages in her voice, but she is not responding to direct requests. I last saw Lady Theodora on the observation platform. When did you and she part ways?
It was at this very elevator, Master Edelthrad. The Lord Captain, accompanied by the Arch-Militant, headed to her chambers to retrieve an item of particular import. After that, all we heard from her were Vox broadcasts.
This is troubling, and the timing is inopportune. I am still receiving fragmentary reports from the breach. Kunrad Voigtvir was spotted there, and even what scant intelligence on his activities I have reminds me of descriptions of sorcerous rituals. If that traitor has resorted to witchcraft, we must stop him at once.
I shall go to Theodora's chamber to find her.
A reasonable approach. Take your escort with you. You may be waylaid. Once you have found the Lord Captain, you must beg her to go to the bridge and lead the counterattack. The rogue trader's appearance is sure to fill the defenders' hearts with hope, however frightened or exhausted they may be. Until next we meet, may the Emperor bless your deeds. I shall see you on the field of battle.
Ephrad salutes you with his weapon and turns to his venue.
Is there money to be made?
Oh, god damn it. It's the door. Now you can't go back.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
There's a helmet in there. Oh well. Oh well.
Cast your eye there.
Attention to detail is the key to success.
This is cool.
Keep your wits about you.
Let us not dawdle.
Theodor von Valancius' body is sprawled on a large, blood-drenched desk. Archmilitant corpse, still clutching his weapon, slumped against one head.
Emperor, accept thy faithful souls.
No! Lord Captain, I didn't hear a thing. Not a whisper, not a breath. It was so loud. Why didn't I foresee this?
Lord Captain, who would even dare? Unless that rat, Voidsphere.
Doubt it was Voidsphere. Doubt it. Voidsphere wished humiliation and suffering upon him, not a swift death.
It could have happened in the heat of battle. Not to mention that Mort was here, and he would have protected Lady Theodora to the last. How could Mort have failed her so terribly? The Archmilitant was born on a death world. He had lightning-fast reflexes.
I can look at things in my own way. If you find something that might bear the imprint of the killer, just give it to me, and I'll try to see what secrets it holds.
Examine the Archmilitant's body. An auto pistol shot went straight through Mort's forehead, spraying the floor and furniture around with blood, brain matter and shards of his. Safety on the Archmilitant weapon is off. The killer must have been a split second quicker than Theodora's body. You lean closer to her body. The cause of death is apparent. What ended the rogue trader's life was an auto pistol shot. Extraordinarily accurate one. But Theodora's face bears the expression of surprise. The last emotions experienced in life. Something on the floor catches your eye. A heap of blood-stained parchment. A scroll that must have fallen off the desk. As you lean down, closer look, you notice something else, a shard of glass scattered on the floor. Idria, would you try touching Theodora? You might be able to see through the killer.
It doesn't work like that. I can try to read the memories of objects, but dead bodies are a different story. Something like that would require her soul. And after what we saw on the officer's deck, I won't risk searching for it in a warp.
Check the papers. Report, account, dispatch. You go over the scroll until you stumble upon a document that is starkly different from the rest. And written letter signed with initials XC and seal with a seal with a symbol is vaguely familiar. Sends shivers down your spine. priority of his letter addressed to Theodora von Valancius, signed it with the seal of one of the holy ordos of the Emperor's Inquisition, secret police of the Imperium, relentless hunt heretics, xenos, and enemies of humanity. Inspect the shard under the desk. It's difficult to say exactly was broken. The object fell on the floor. That is as much as ascertained. Upon closer examination, the shard appears iridescent, transparent. If it had been merged in. Idria, what can you tell me about the shard?
I see streaks of color, luminescence, blue lights, faces drawing closer. Lady Theodora and Conrad and what is that? Ah! Something dark, enormous. Oh, this glass thing was something foul, that's for sure. Tainted witchcraft.
Can I tell if Argenta's remark is directed at the glass shard or... Let's be on our way.
Yes, the crucible of battle calls to me once more.
No, wait! We must see if we can find anything.
Idira, you can't bring her back. Let her go.
You'd give up so easily, old man? I expected as much from the sister. It's not like she has a heart. But you? Oh no. I'll get to the bottom of this. I'll find the one responsible for murdering the Lord Captain. And when I do, that scum will regret the day they were born.
Anything else here? Safe. Who is best Imperium? 35. Fellowship. In Vidor, a change in circumstances demanded your immediate assistance in our mutual cause. Forthwith, upon receiving this letter and performing the necessary preparations of the crew, you are to depart from the Reikos station. One of my acolytes, interrogator Hendrik von Kollach, operates there at the present time. Upon your arrival in the system, you will, without delay, make contact with him, offer any assistance required of you, after which you will provide him passage to Cerberus system, board your ship. On footfall, the Inquisitor will remove himself from your presence to await further instructions. Anticipating any questions you may have, I will stress that the nature of the Interrogator von Kollach's activities on Reichland Mine is of no concern to you. If required, Von Kollach himself will disclose the details of his mission.
I always have a backup plan.
To arms! You'll make a suitable sacrifice.
A tactically sound approach. I took care of this one. Victory is imminent. That's not the Seneschal's job.
Enemy down. It's as good as done. I'll see to it personally. I'll make it happen.
Doubt is for the weak. Rejoice in battle! None can escape the Emperor's judgment. As the Emperor commands, I act. I'll do it.
Anything else? Will do.
Flinch!
I serve the ruinous powers!
One fewer target.
Right. 11. Now, for my first ability. Range. Does target and action. Resolve is by +1. Officer increases resolve by 3. That is under the effect of the officer's ability. The weapons 6 plus will deal +3 damage. Attacks opportunity. Start the officer. When a heroic act is used in combat by any character, the officer's next attack costs 0. Fortress War characters gain +7 bliss skill, but you lose it all when you're not in. Oh, lose intelligence, fellowship, perception, and willpower. Ugh. At the end of the turn, Fortress War characters gain stacks of Never Stop Shooting equal to half the minimum damage they've caused. All stacks of Never Stop Shooting have been lost. They will become 16 stacks instead. Additionally, the Fortress War character may upgrade their willpower characteristic even if their current archetype. So based on willpower. Alright, let's just get some more. No, I want the. Do really want it. Die is distribution. The go with Never Stop Believing. Start off with Combat Master. Yeah. Approaches turn enemies with the least number of exploits receive an additional exploit stack. Yeah. First turn of combat. Even if you're out of line of sight, you still get them. based on agility. Could be a good one. Swift slaughter. Get that going faster. Plus 5 toughness is intelligence is taking everything.
Is there money to be made?
The bridge.
Just as I planned.
The first sacrifice opens the eye. The second sacrifice draws its gaze.
You are here. But where is the Lord Captain?
The Lord Captain will not.
No. The rogue trader. He's dead? No matter what ritual Kunrad is performing there, the warp is too strong. I cannot withstand it. I feel my body changing with every second. The warp is ringing in the air. This is the end. We will perish in the warp, along with the warrant and all the dynasty's heirs. The enemy of humanity has triumphed.
I've seen it before. We'd better get away from him. The changes are already accelerating.
Ship can still be steered out of the warp. First, must restore communication between the bridge and the navigator center.
Then we have no right to bow our heads.
See Conrad clearly in the gloom on the bridge. Broken blade, holding stained dark drops. Seem to have lessened, glimmered.
We are out of time!
Ready your weapons. If we are to die this day, we will die.
No. To die altogether is to allow the flame of the dynasty to perish in the dark. No. It will not be like this. Not today. The ritual will not be completed. I'll take care of it. And you, see to it that the Void Ship breaks free from the warp. watch over our realm. And farewell. Accursed traitor! A time will come when you will bleed for her ladyship Theodora's murder. Remember my words, for they are the vow of he who marches toward his death.
What? Theodora is dead? No, that can't be. Not now. I still haven't.
Your ritual won't be finished, heretic!
Challenges make the spoils that much sweeter.
All of you will bleed!
Right.
Who, if not me? You never stood a chance. On it. I'll see to it personally.
High momentum.
Anything else?
Be gone!
You should feel honored to witness this.
The enemies of the Emperor will be undone! As the Emperor commands, I act. Faith without eavesdrop is a prayer.
When did you move first?
I'll do it.
Will do. What is this foreboding? On it. Will do.
I will bathe this battlefield in righteous fury!
Damn it. Right.
Indeed. It will be done. I will do my duty.
It's as good as done. I'll make it happen.
At your beck and call.
Anything else? Ah! Will do. Ah! But of course.
I'll brush this off.
Guided by faith! For you, my Emperor! Doubt is for the weak. Rejoice in battle! As the Emperor this is why I was chosen.
Indeed.
On it.
Bring it down. Oh, I'm out of ammo. God damn it. The waste.
I'll make it happen.
Shit. High momentum.
They who discern the future on the battlefield. Huh? Was that you? Or... Will do.
No! We're at a tactical disadvantage! At your back and call. Victory is imminent. It will be done.
I'll see to it. It's as good as done.
At your back and call.
On it.
There is movement in the Imperium. On it. Anything else?
Pain and duty go hand in hand.
I'll see to it personally.
I will do my...
Was that you? Or... Will do.
Just a minor setback.
Couple odds enduring.
At your back and forth. It will be done.
Who?
Face, bitch.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Check anything. Right. Full power. And okay. Familiar kit back. Stop shooting. I'm a fortress war character kills an enemy in 10 stacks. At the start of a turn, there is a stacks of never stop shooting % chance. First attack the round will cost 0 AP. What will not count towards the attack limit. So damage down. Charge is increased by okay. Running speed and she's an operative, so she will want intelligence. She's like a perception. A lot of her abilities. Perception. A 6 damage for failing a willpower test. Agility. See annoyed. Ability. Five plus 2 times it. What is that? Whenever a soldier deals damage, their crit damage is reduced by 1% until copy reload. Use that issue I had before. With my bit rate.
The heir is dead. He sacrificed himself.
Rival, Master Helmsman, systems status report.
By the Emperor, it's the Seneschal! Living and breathing. Well, there's a tricky question. The old place is so overgrown with foul wickedry, we'll be scrubbing it off the vid screens for throne knows how long.
We need to re-establish contact with Navigator's Sanctum. It's our only chance of escape in the war. Words seem to knock the officers out of their stupor. The air around you fills with voices of command being issued. You hear someone sobbing, one of the survivors buckled under the stress. Obard cuffs the crying officer without even.
Restore the Vox channel to the Navigator's Sanctum. Ready the crew. Prepare for translation to real space. You may call me superstitious, but translation is not a good time to disregard rules. You are the only one who speaks for House von Valancius. You may not be the Lord Captain, but you, more than anyone else, deserve to take her place in the ritual that is about to commence.
I am ready. Begin the ritual. The image for you is hazy, swaying in the sorcerer's current, invisible to mortal eyes. As if whatever is beneath this thin shell is constantly changing while still remains the same. It's taken the guise of Theodora. The false rogue trader's eyes reveal the entity's true surreal nature, and the Theodora's eyes is engulfed in an otherworldly flame, otherworldly fire. The other, a vessel of ancient evil, all into you. Voice seeps directly into your brain without ever reaching your ears, and this voice booms with all the horrors of the warp.
Mortal, who are you to oppose the very flows of fate? It matters not. Your footfalls are an echo of the sand pouring between the scales. Your hopes and faith are my mockery.
I've already resisted the temptation of a warp once. Wherever you are, you will not cloud my mind with new illusion.
Resisting the inevitable means only that realization and submission will bring greater torment. There is no power that can hinder the flows of fate.
The aspirant vowed to return with a trophy, a relic that could serve the edge of daybreak. That fate was assured, and the steps chosen. And yet, you broke the unbreakable when you took the aspirant's place. I see you. On the day when the final dawn rises over the Iron World, I see you by my side on that day. The day of my resurrection.
Your image is woven into the tapestry of things to come. I am the will of the weaver of destinies, and today I will weave a new thread of elusive possibilities and fickle chances. The thread that will lead you out of the maw of irreversibility. The thread that will help you find the keys to salvation. The thread that will guide you and the weapon of our return to me.
The path is set, child of the dawn. The thread is woven. Follow it, servant of mine.
Seneschal, the Navigator's sanctum is silent. The Vox signal is stable, which means...
The Navigator gave his life battling the storm that nearly claimed the von Valancius flagship. We will honor his memory, along with that of all who died this day.
Seneschal, will you tell us now? Who is that? Where's the Lord Captain?
As First Officer, it is my duty to inform you, with the greatest regret and indelible sorrow, that Lord Captain Theodora von Valancius is dead. May her memory never fade from the annals of the dynasty. By right of blood succession, and with the absence of other kin who could challenge this decision, it is hereby declared that the successor to Theodora von Valancius is her heir, the rightful inheritor of the Warrant of Trade, and the title of Rogue Trader. The official ascension ceremony will be held at a later time. In the interim, have you lost your tongues? Hail your lady. It is because of her toils that we all still live.
The deed is done, mistress. My apologies. I meant to say Lord Captain.
The treachery of the Master of Whispers was fruitless, but victory came at a great cost. Lord Captain Theodora von Valancius perished along with her heir, Edelthrad, and thousands of crew members. Yet hope remained, for the second in line to the Rogue Trader dynasty survived. To hang the ancestral banners once again, and exact vengeance on the enemies of House von Valancius and humanity.
Well then, your ladyship. You had us worried for a few hours there. After witnessing your fiercely rushed into the fray on the deck, the only thing that surprised me is how long you stayed on your feet. Strength only left you once the fighting was all over. Such fortitude is most admirable, Lord Captain. You must now hold your first officer's briefing, your new role as Lord Captain. For many of those who are about to join us on the bridge, this will also be their first briefing. We sustain massive losses among the seniors and the middle-ranking officers. Some posts have been filled by the deputy's deputy, or others go unfulfilled entirely. And now the deck clans are deciding who will take over the leaderless crew. How do we lose so many officers? It appears that heretics were deliberately targeting the vessel's command. They knew exactly whom they were looking for, where they could be found, which is unsurprising given the informant on board was they are a master of whispers. What's on the agenda for this meeting? Reports of the condition of the ship and crew. Lord Captain is not unusually drawn away from this important affair to attend such routine briefings, but this is a unique situation. I am still receiving updates from across the ship. They are not encouraging. Getting the bird to fly could take a gargantuan effort, even so far as you personally negotiating with the authorities, the system we are currently in. So prepare to hear a bevy of complaints and excuses, your ladyship. Take the opportunity to get a good look at the officers who work 6 decks away from the bridge, and they in turn will have the honor of beholding the vestige of the Lord Captain. And I'll just quickly remove this. Submit. I don't know what's going on with my bitrate. Up and down, up and down. Fine. Have you succeeded in tracking down Ash? No, Lord Captain. In all the commotion, his trail went cold. Our people are still on the hunt for him, and any mutineers who may still be lurking in the ship's main corridor. But frankly, it would not be surprised to hear that we are now one shuttle short. I'm afraid that it will be some time before he answers for what he has wrought. And really start the briefing. Summon the officer. Gesture. Albert relies his order to adjutant far end of the magnificent chamber. A dozen pairs of eyes bore onto expressions revealing restraint, joy, curiosity, and wariness. Attention officers, you have been granted an honor. Lord Captain Kinokon von Valancius will personally conduct today's briefing. Our most gracious Lord Captain is ready to hear your report. Perhaps you would introduce those present. As you wish, your ladyship. Albert points to a tall, slender woman whose body seems to contain as many implants as flesh. Igdis Suri, that of the Toluman line, our new Vox Master. It's an honor to serve you, ladyship. Vox Master takes a deep bow. Aboard this vessel you have at your command thousands of crew members, hundreds of officers, section chiefs, and responsible for receiving, processing, and sending all communications between you and them, as well as external sources. I'm your eyes and mouth, Captain. Besides her bravo, the Master Helmsman steers the ship along the course set by the Lord Captain and monitors the void around us. Sure we do not stray into asteroid fields, pirate's trap. Bearded man with a pale, almost transparent skin, large dark circles under his eyes, dour expression that seems hardwired into his face given an odd. How, Lord Captain? This here ship's as good as home to me, so rest assured she's in safe hands. I'll die before I let her come. Lastly, High Factorum Genus Danrock oversees supplies, procurement, general materials, well-being ship. Dressed in an embroidered jacket, heavy-set man with broad hair offers an obscurest smile and bows. It is an honor, your ladyship. You trust me. Matters concerning your comfort, everything will be done by a stamp. Second row, we have 3 officers charged with overseeing the ship's vital functions: the Master Ordnance, board, furnace master, crew, work to vent and extinguish fires on the ship, and lastly, Rose Master, servant of 3 officers salute you. Furnace Master does so with confidence. The Master or Ray service. Rose Master salute resembling dance, involving the complex manipulation of all the tech priests cadendroid. Is that everyone? Fortunately, our choir master, the esteemed Zachary, was head of the Atropath section, unable to join us. He is in charge of communications with distant stars. The Wars has transferred from now, attempting to contact other planets on Valancius Protectorate. Young Lady Theodora's passing, Kunrog's treachery. I will deliver a report to your ladyship Astropath's progression as soon as it is possible to do so. It is equally regrettable that 2 more individuals worthy of mention join us. Master Arm, Professor Albert. The Eminence Aldebert must see to the funeral service being held for fallen officers. whom there are too many for him to take leave of. Mistress Sourceback, who has replaced her late predecessor, the Master at Arms, is currently leading the search for any surviving agents. All other present are adjutants, secretaries, and deputies. They are here to make a record of the proceedings. Helmsman, deliver your report. What you are, Lord Captain. Cut a long story short, the outlook is bleak. Ships sound, more or less, but without our engineer prime and navigator, who fell in battle, do not have a way system. If we try so much as to tow inside the warp, do not know what will happen first, warp drive being torn to pieces, or all of us melting into a volcano. Your Lordship, if you will allow me to interject, when we arrived in the system, my crew followed standard procedures, conducted a count on all available communication channels in the region. One of them was a Navis Nobility Station. The station maintains complete Vox silent, but even its presence here inspires hope. To have located a navigator in the very same system is an incredible stroke of luck, true blessing from the God Emperor. If I were you, I'd grab this chance with both hands, else you'll soon be eyeing up asteroids to use as your new residence. Slightly less shitty news. We can go round and round this system till our heads are swimming, as long as the Promethium and supplies last. If any thick as shit lowlifes come sniffing around, we'll be able to take them out. Don't worry. Where's Master? A voice distorted by Vox retranslator emerges from under the tech priest's secretary. Your captain, the foe that set upon the noble void ship, destroyed respiratories, hundreds of machines. Great warp engine thrusted into my charge is armed with his spirit-born dead brother. We have not yet identified a prayer protocol capable of slogating sorrow and anger. Pass on that one. With great sorrow, I must report that the engineer prime, overseer, and spiritual authority of the tech priests on board has fell in battle. Magus was betrayed by the little flesh that remained part of him. Most terrible loss. There's no one among our comrades aboard who experience and comprehend sacred protocols equal that of the fallen Mega. We require a replacement as soon as possible. See, thank you. Effectorum, we are toiling day and night to compile a full account of losses. Task will require next to no involvement from your Lordship. I will personally ensure that all damaged components are given into the tech priest's hand for attention and all lost supplies are replaced. There is only one resource that I cannot replenish single-handedly, and that is people. We've lost more than 2,000 crew members. Fortunately, the number is not confined to the scum from the lower decks, which are easily replaced. also includes trained professionals. Right again. We will be able to make up the losses on nearest planet, Ryclone Minus. However, the planet whole system is in fact belonged to the Winterscale Rogue Trader. Cannot simply begin recruiting on a planet without first coming to an understanding governor. In that respect, I am powerless. Negotiations at this level are matter for Rogue Trader. Especially given Carlos Winterscale's penchant for attacking first and asking questions later, and the kind of thick-skulled thugs he usually installs as governors on his planet, rumbles Albert, frowning. Master Ordnance, enemy report. Master Ordnance gives you a gloomy look. No, my job's simple. Maintain the arsenal and fire where I'm told. But just ask anyone who've got no available crew. Oh lord. Master Ordnance, you get yourself. So what? Comes from the officer's hostile and bitter reply, as if dam has burst inside him, or a pent-up emotion is rushing out of him. The ship's in ruins. Every second officer's dead. Now we've got Lord Green Captain, who's supposed to lead us to the void knows where. Silence. Forces seize this mutineer. Only one officer out of the whole lot has fallen to pieces, then it would not bad at all. Chip. I do humbly apologize on behalf of the entire crew. What would you have us do with Master Ordnance? Or Master Ordnance, I should say. Besides him, find a replacement. What would all we already have? Execute him. Consider it done. Take him away. No traitors here. Here from the Infernus Master report. Yes, Lord Captain. Tallman bows his head in defiance. I can report that all fires across all decks have now been extinguished. Primary damage assessment. Terms of material losses and crew casualties has been completed. Result has been submitted to the Seneschal and High Functor. The post passed to him after the previous Infernus Master and next 3 deputies expired in line of duty. This lad is amazingly well so far. This lad has managed to well so far. He can take the heat, so to speak. Summarize, we are sustained serious losses. We require a new engineer prime and navigator. This is all that is preventing us from continuing our voyage. Precisely, Lord Captain. But bear in mind, this will not be end trials. Ship system must be properly inspected. Major damage, which can only be carried out at Footfall Station, home to the only dockyard in the sector. But we will never reach Football without solving these 3 immediate problems. What can you tell me about the current system we're in? I see the Vox Master at this point, Mistress Tollman. We are in Ryclone star system, and our voyage here was undertaken on the orders of your ladyship's predecessor. There are 3 inhabitable bodies in this system, and our attempts to send Vox messages have produced confounding results. Navigator's mobility station is not simply failed to answer. It seems that it's maintaining total Vox silence. However, we did receive a distress signal from the prison planet system. Ryclone Minor itself is also not responsible for our house. What is most alarming Augurs have intercepted signals from the planet that seem to indicate ongoing hostilities on the planet. The situation is not very encouraging. Without a navigator, a tech priest, and new crew members, we won't be able to travel. Therefore, let's go to the planet, navigate Navis Nobility Nation, find out what the void is going on. Thank you, that is all. Relationship, there's one other thing. The confidential matter of the most important. Lady Theodora, but Albert hesitates. Your eternally esteemed predecessor brought this ship here, system, for a reason. He was given a secret mission. You perhaps are wondering who was the authority who commissioned a rogue trader to do anything. And I shall tell you, the Lord Inquisitor, the hand of the Emperor, chief architect of his will in the Chronos. Came across a strange handwritten letter at Theodora's desk. It was signed XC, referring to the contents of the note, I presume. It's quite right, XC. Xavier Alzar. Lady Theodora was seeking out the Lord Inquisitor's right-hand man, one Hendrix von Kolox, an Inquisitor who understands. All I know is that he is somewhere in this system. Must find him and offer him some whatever assistance he requires. When delivered into footfall in the Cerberus system, finding him without any more information to go on will be difficult. Indeed. But an Inquisitor is an important individual. The authority in them, even the Navis Obitali, the government of Rocklamana, knows. That is all, your ladyship. You have a great deal of work ahead of you. But the mere taste of your daily burden of a rogue trader. Soon you will take up the reins of von Valancius' protectorate. Albert gives you another scrutinizing look as if he's trying to gauge how long you will hold out under the mountain of problems. His face softens slightly and it seems he had to offer you some work. Sister Argenta, explain yourselves. This battle grimly nods towards it. The Psycho is suffering from an ailment. Oh, Darkman insists on seeing the rogue trader. I judge that it would be unwise to leave her unsupervised. For a brief moment, Sister Argenta's voice sounds hesitant. I was also hoping to approach you, special request, and wait. Speak with me when you have the time. Glazed eyes roll over those assembled. One word bursts from her. Daybreak. Albert, bring the witch to heel. Taras, cease your buffoonery immediately and report the reason for your intrusion. Damn it. Julia presses her fingers on her temples desperately. Your ladyship, here's the thing. I was trying to see the immediate future. So hard. Head is still spinning. Something's very strange heading our way. Can't make it out what it is. No matter how hard I try, a single word is all I can make out. Daybreak, maybe it's dawn. It's ringing and ringing like an echo, like a bell. But if it's daybreak, then why is it so dark? Cannot extract any information of value from a single word. If you tell us anything else, it's just... No. Not yet. Voices going, all shouting up. Can't make any sense of any of it. soon as I know anything, I'll report back. Well, Captain, if you want me to take a closer look at your future, find me on the bridge. We can talk. Lady Theodora was well served by my whisper on many occasions, and I'm sure it would benefit you. There was nothing of value to report. I declined the briefing. Time to get back to work. At last it's finished. So we've got anti-heroism, gloves, she seems to like. Albert can win. That's where I'm going to end it. Hope you enjoyed. Until next time.